Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic, and this is another episode of Road to Dune. So before I get on to talk about what I'm going to talk about in this video, I got a couple things I'm going to discuss. Before I get into it, though, just a quick update on the Dune chapters by chapters I'm doing the read-throughs. I was sick last week, so I kind of fell behind on that, so I'm currently working on Chapter 7. I'm going to try to get it out this week, if not next week for sure. So on to the first thing I'm going to talk about in this video. So I saw this story on CBC, and it looks like Denis Villeneuve has been nominated Director of the Decade. So the article goes on, this is an article from CBC, so it goes on to say, Quebec's Denis Villeneuve named Filmmaker of the Decade by Hollywood critics. The Hollywood Critics Association has declared Quebec director Denis Villeneuve the Filmmaker of the Decade. A Los Angeles-based group says it will give Villeneuve an award for the distinction at a ceremony on January 9th. Villeneuve has had a string of high-profile projects in recent years, including the sci-fi film noir Blade Runner 2049, which won 2 Oscars, one for Roger Deakins for cinematography and another for visual effects. His 2016 Quebec shot alien invasion drama Arrival also got several Oscar nominations, earning one for sound editing. And his 2010 dark family drama Incendies was nominated for an Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. Villeneuve's other revered films include Prisoners and Sicario. So this is an interesting choice. Now, I know the other one that got nominated, actually, and they chose for Actress of the Year was Kristen Stewart. So I don't get that one at all. They must have just drew that name out of a hat. But Villeneuve has made some really good movies, and I think he deserves this one. I think this was a good choice. That's just my personal opinion, though. Let me know what you think in the comments section. So now on to the next thing that I want to talk about. So now, 1 year from today, Dune is going to be released in theaters. Granted, if nothing changes, if it doesn't get pushed back or anything like that, but now the countdown, it's 1 year. The countdown begins. The 1 year countdown begins to Dune 2020. A movie that I've waited for a long time. I'm waiting a long time for a new adaptation of Dune. I've been reading about it, a lot of false starts and stuff over the years, but it's finally, like, it's all filmed in the can, and we're getting it 1 year from now. And so if you don't really know anything in what this movie's about, if you're kind of new to all this, so Dune was a novel that was written in 1965, or published in 1965 by Frank Herbert, and went on to become one of the best-selling sci-fi novels of all time. And there was quite a few attempts in the 1970s to get a film made of this book, and finally got made in the mid-80s, 1984, with the David Lynch film that bombed at the box office, didn't do too well. A lot of Dune fans were disappointed with it, but it went on to become a cult classic in its own right over the years. And then they did a miniseries in 2000 for TV, which was actually pretty well received. And but after that, they did another miniseries of the 2 sequel books, Children of Dune and Dune Messiah. They made a miniseries out of those 2 books, Children of Dune, and that also was pretty well received. And but after that, they were trying to get another big budget Dune film made, and never could do it. They tried with Paramount, and it didn't work out. There was a few false starts there, and it was just stuck in development hell for probably about 9 years or something like that, before finally Legendary bought all the rights to the Dune books, and Denis Villeneuve was chosen as director to direct the film, and then they decided to make the movie actually split the book into 2 movies, so we're getting 2 movies out of this. And so that's the quick update of it. And some of the people that are going to be in the movie, we have Rebecca Ferguson. She's going to be playing Lady Jessica. You got Timothy Chalamet as Paul Atreides, Zendaya as Chani, Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho, Oscar Isaac as Duke Leto Atreides, Dave Bautista as Glossu Beast Raban, Josh Brolin as Gurney Halleck, David Dastmalchian as Peter DeVries, Stellan Skarsgård as Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, Javier Bardem as Stilgard, Charlotte Rampling as the Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohim, Stephen McKinley Henderson as Thufir Hawat, Chen Chang as Dr. Welling Yue, and Sharon Duncan Brewster, unknown role as of yet. No one knows who she's playing now. There was a rumor that was started by, I don't know if it's Bounding into Comics or Bleeding Fool. One of them. I did a video on it, but I can't remember which one started the rumor. It said they had an inside source that said she was going to be playing Liette Kynes. They were going to gender swap Liette Kynes. But then she was listed later on, though, as Shadow Mapes. And I did a video on that. And saying how I didn't believe that article where she was going to be playing Liette Kynes. But now that's been removed and it's blank. So we don't know who she's playing. Now, with that being said, I still think that article that said she was playing Liette Kynes, I still stand by that they're wrong. But why they're keeping that secret, I don't know. So hopefully they reveal who she's playing soon. And you got Babs Aluska-Mulkin. He plays Jamis. And Paul Bullion is a Sardaukar soldier. And Gloria Obiano is Hera. And then you got Warren Friedberg as Leto Officer, Charlie Roz as First Trooper, Stephen Collins, Deaf Trooper. That's interesting, a Deaf Trooper. Peter, holy, that I'm gonna butcher that name, so I won't even try to say it. Sardaukar soldier. So you've got a few, Oliver Ryan, Hawat specialist, and it goes on down to like just Leto Officer, Atreides soldier, stuff like that. Now there's a few characters still missing. We don't know who is being played by these characters, and one is Princess Irulan. Have no idea who's playing that character. Same thing with the Emperor. Have no idea. Fade Rautha. We have no idea who's playing that character, or even if they're in the movie, because this movie is going to be split into two parts. But I find it very difficult that you could not have Fade Rautha in the movie, or Princess Irulan, since she's kind of like the narrator. So, who's going to be playing those parts, I don't know. Or maybe they'll just show up in the second half of the movie. No one knows yet. And as of yet, no word on when a trailer is coming out. I was kind of hoping there would be a trailer attached to The Rise of Skywalker, but it appears there isn't going to be one. So that's kind of like everything you need to know so far. That's everyone who's playing. That's all the major players in this movie, and you know who the director is. And the screenplay was written by Eric Roth. Now he wrote Forrest Gump and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, I believe. So he's famous for that. And John Spates, he helped write Prometheus, a few other movies like that. But now I know that sounds bad because Prometheus wasn't a very good movie, but everything that I've read about that was more David Lindelof really ruined that movie, and not John Spates. I don't know how much of a hand he had in writing that, or how much power he even had. So that's everything you need to know about the movie so far. And now we're 1 year out, and now the countdown begins. So over the next year, we should be getting some screenshots, some look at some costumes, some set designs, and hopefully next year, early next year, we get a trailer. That's what I would really like, a teaser trailer and then a full-blown trailer. So those are the two things that I wanted to talk about in this video. Denis Villeneuve getting the Director of the Year award, which I think is pretty cool. I personally think he deserves it. I don't know who else would. I mean, there's a lot of good directors out there, obviously, but in my opinion, maybe I'm just biased because I'm a fan. But let me know what you think. Does he deserve it or not? And then, what do you think? Are you excited now that Dune is only 1 year away from being released in theaters? And do you hope we're going to get our trailer soon? I certainly hope so. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.